All right, so here's a treat for you. I went through the thousands of maps that we had. I started grabbing a bunch of people just to show you what I see on a daily basis. Now, I just expect this to happen, but everybody else, when you see it for the first time, it's like, no way, really? This is crazy. So, with this image, this is a pre. Okay, all the images I'm about to show you took place 10 seconds after each other. 10 seconds after putting the socks on, or the insoles, or a patch, we mapped them again. Okay? Now you hear these words homeostasis a lot, right? And we know that that kind of means neutral, right? I'm not too extreme this way, I'm not too extreme that way, I'm kind of perfect right in the middle. Well, in these images, perfect would be just gray, no color at all. Light blue means that that cortex is functioning 2 times slower than average. 2 deviations away from normal. And the dark blue is 4 deviations away from normal. So this is a person that has intense brain fog, can't sleep, very slow to respond. They have word retrieval problems. They're just maybe even depressed. Okay, we'd see a brain that looks like that. Well, when we put that tech on and remap them, it's awesome. Take a brain that's that slow. It could have been like that for a decade. We don't know. And to be able to return them right to a place, and this person would look at me and say, what did you just do to me? Like, they feel like I'm in the zone. I'm like in the present moment, right here, right now, and amazed. Then we have somebody that deals with attention deficit, okay, has more overactive frontal cortex here. And we put the tech on them, and it calmed down. That's homeostasis. The tech doesn't know that this person needs a pick-me-up and this person needs a calm me down. It's just opening up your brainstem. You know exactly what you need. Your brain's been trying to do that, but whatever plan you're currently working wasn't allowing it to do it. Okay? Now we take away all the good fibers. Now we're going deep. We're in the white matter now. And all the healthy fibers disappeared, and we have these left. Again, the blue, too slow. You're not sharing information quick enough from one part of the brain to the next. There's a lag time in there. The yellow, too fast. When it's yellow and red, it's like you're in a crowded room trying to listen to one person. There's a lot of noise that you're having to block out. It's really challenging to do that for a long period of time. When it's blue, it's just like, hello, anyone home? Okay? So to see that much disrupted neurology, we put tech on them, and look how much clears up. This upsets a lot of doctors out there. It does, especially neurologists, especially neurofeedback doctors. It's either going to upset them, or they're going to get super excited like me and like, oh my goodness, if I have this tech on my patients when I'm doing neurofeedback, I'm going to take them twice as far in the same time. How awesome is that we now have tools that can help people not only heal faster and better, but can also balance things so quickly without drugs, without chemicals, without side effects. This is uncannily amazing. Absolutely amazing. Here's another one that's very blue, and you see how much of those fibers clear up. How much of that brain comes back online? How much of that brain is sharp now and functioning better and optimally? Here's an overactive one. And we see most of that calm down too. Here's an ADD, ADHD, and anxiety. Okay, look at how busy that brain is, with them sitting there with their eyes closed trying to relax. We put our tech on. Bam. How exciting is that? You guys aren't even doctors. But guess what? You're going to give a friend or a family member a pair of socks, and that's going to happen. You didn't have to go to med school. How about that? Oh, here's a doozy. Look at that dark blue in the cerebellum back here on the right side. A lot of motor function problems, very clumsy, falls down a lot, bumps into things a lot, super stressed out all the time because he doesn't have his faculties. We put that tech on, and that dark blue into light blue. So it's not 100% better, but you know what? They're like, what did you just do to me? Like, I'm enhancing your neurology. Love it. Here's another one that has a lot going on. We add our tech, and it gets so much better. You know what's really interesting is I've been very passionate about these socks since my first map, right? And I have shared them with hundreds of people, and they're all like, oh, that's really cool. You tilted me. Neat. I'm going to wear these when I play soccer every week. Okay, what about all the rest of the week, right? It's not until they see this themselves of their own brain map that they look at me like, Doc, I'm never taking these socks off. And so I've been perplexed for 2 years. Like, how do I get people to feel that way without having to go through the expense of seeing their own map? So we decided to do another study, right? This is exciting because now we're studying the long-term effect of using this product. Ready? So once we have a bunch of people that we've done this with already. Once we get to about 30, we'll publish it. Okay, so there might be people in the room. I've already mapped like 10 people this weekend that I've mapped last year. If there's anybody that's been mapped a year ago, come find me, and if I can squeeze you in, we'll map you again to see if you can be part of the study. Okay, so here's just the first person in the study, and we're doing 3 brain maps for everybody. The initial 2 of the change that happened when you first put the tech on, and then after 8 months of continued use. So these are people that wore them day and night, both, okay? So we have a before, after, and 8 months later. All right, so initially, this is a very fast brain. Our tech took it down 2 deviations within just 10 seconds. But guess what? They wear it for 8 months, and look what happened. Here's the initial side view on the same client, 8 months later. That's cortex. That's the gray matter. That's your conscious thoughts, your conscious control, your ability to go through life with what you choose. Now let's look at the white matter. Let's look at that. Now I'll tell you right there, that's significant change. In the lower back, all that light blue there, and so much of it cleared up, that's cerebellar activity. All the dark blue seems to have gone away, a lot of it, and the yellow certainly went away. What happens 8 months later? You can't change the brain that significantly and keep the socks on for 30 days and have it not stay, right? Your brain is training to optimize itself all the time. So I knew this was gonna happen even before we did this study, because I've seen people throughout the year that I've mapped several times, and we're seeing amazing progress, and they're not doing neurofeedback. How is that even possible? This doesn't just happen by default because you eat right. You have to aggressively work at trying to heal your brain when it's been dysregulated. Otherwise, it's gonna just keep declining. The fact that we have something that everybody in the room's brain is getting better every day you're wearing it, that's so profound, you have no idea. Here's a top view looking down. Which brain would you rather have at work today or tomorrow? All right, so here's another client. Same scenario, 8 months apart. Now initially, it's not so significant. You can see in the front, there's a little more orange than red. But I was really curious. I know it works. I know it has to continue to get better. Is it gonna look better? So here, this is obviously changed some, but not as significant as some of the other ones that we saw for initial change. What happens later? What happens when you wear these the rest of your life? Right? Do you think we're going to live longer, have better neurology, function a little bit better, keep our mind longer, keep our mobility longer, sleep better? When is it ever convenient not to do that? Here's a side. Now this one, it looked like it got a little worse. It kind of flip-flopped. I kind of scratched my head on that. I thought, man, so much of everybody just seems to be improved. I say worse, but really what's worse, blue or red? Blue's worse. So obviously there's more red and yellow. I'd rather be overstimulated than understimulated. But hey, guess what? It knew what it was doing. And it had to do that first before it could get to that. Who are we to know what our brain needs to do next? We just wear the tech and be faithful and let your brain do what it needs to do to always continue to get better, to come back online. All right, so we can, outside the diffuse tensor imaging, those are all the spaghetti we see fainted in the background, we can look at actual networks in the brain. You got a couple hundred of these: anxiety, attention, executive functioning, mood, emotions, memory. All of these things are these little purple dots that all have to share information in that network to the other purple dots. So what you don't see is all the healthy lines here, because every dot literally sent a line to every other dot in the network. So there's hundreds of lines in there that are gone already. You're seeing the ones that are still dysregulated. The front here is all red and yellow, and then all the connection to the back of the brain for this network is blue. So we put the tech on, and that's the weirdest thing. It just flipped. The front became blue and the back became red. And I'm like, is that good or bad? I said, I don't know. It's neurology. It knows what it's doing. It has a reason for that, because 8 months later, there's nothing left. Are we starting to get it yet? So neurofeedback is literally any input we give the body that causes a physiological change in the brain. Here's my profound statement. VoxxHPT provides neurofeedback on a consistent, slow basis, 24/7 while you're wearing it. That is amazing, okay? And anybody that sees the truth, the facts, can't argue with that. Then they're just being stubborn. Okay, and the fact, in the